Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Sunday, September 24th, 2017. It's just gone 8:50 p.m. on Sunday, September 24th. Yes, we survived the apocalypse, yet another one. And just doing a bit of follow-up research on David Meade and his books. I and other people have been following up on some research, and I suggest that you check out the videos by Nerd with Attitude, formerly Tiffany, Queen of Hooks. She's been coming up with some very good research, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more from Tiffany as she's able to present that research. Now, I've been looking at some previous publications by David Meade and came across this one called Comet, ISON and the Return of Jesus. There's a close-up of the book cover showing Comet ISON there by David Meade. And this is very interesting because this was published in October of 2013. And as well as the very interesting title, Comet ISON and the Return of Jesus, this says some very interesting things here in the details. Comet ISON portends the apocalypse. Now remember that this was 2013. When Comet ISON was the talk of town. Comet ISON is the sign. It is unmistakable. David Meade quotes, "No man knows the day or the hour, but the sign has been revealed." From Matthew 24, the disciples asked Jesus in verse 3, "Tell us when these things will be, and what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" And David Meade states, the sign of his coming is ISON. He states, it is set to be 15 times brighter than the moon and will be visible in broad daylight. Does anyone remember seeing Comet ISON in broad daylight? Does anyone remember seeing Comet ISON at night time? I certainly don't. It wasn't even naked eye visible. States here arrival date November 28, 2103, and it appears that this is actually a typo. That is supposed to be 2013, but obviously the 1 and the 0 have been transposed here. That is meant to be 2013, not 2103. November 28, 2013 was the date that Comet ISON was at perihelion, or closest point to the Sun. He also makes the point that this was the very first day of Hanukkah. If you check the first day of Hanukkah for 2013, you'll find it actually says on Wikipedia that it starts from the evening of November 27th, 2013. He also says that the book contents show proof that Comet ISON is Wormwood. Well, wait a minute. I thought Nibiru Planet X was supposed to be Wormwood. And Comet ISON disintegrated as it was heading around the Sun. Comet ISON is no more, but according to David Meade, this book contains proof that Comet ISON is Wormwood. The book contains details about an object in the sky that precedes the rapture, and how Comet ISON ties in to Planet X Nibiru. Well, we're getting a few confused signals here because in this book he claims that Comet ISON is Wormwood, but in his later book he seems to be suggesting that Nibiru, Planet X, is Wormwood. Now, a lot of his later books seem to be a rehash of his earlier books as well when you compare the details. But let's take a look at another book by David Meade. This one here. Yep, you've got it. Rapture 2015 and Planet X. And in this one he states, if you knew a life-changing event would be occurring in the autumn of 2015 and the odds that it would indeed happen were in the proven range of 1 in 17 billion, what would you do? This book is about events unlike anything seen before in human history. It is about a point of no return. And you can read the details there. I'll provide links in the description area. So all of this nonsense that we've been seeing about September 23 and all the anxiety that it's been causing a lot of vulnerable people, freaking out, worrying about the end of the world as we know it. Well, it seems we've already been down this road before with David Meade, but it seems that his books didn't get the sort of publicity that he's had this time. You'll notice here too that he says that the second point is Revelation 12, a once-in-a-millennium sign that pinpoints the midpoint of the tribulation and confirms the 7 years. It is an unmistakable sign. So here we go from 2015. He was also on about Revelation 12 then. He talks about the tetrad of eclipses that occurred, and he talks about the last lunar eclipse on September 28, 2015 will be an extreme super blood red moon, which occurs right before the day of the Lord, or the 7-year tribulation. Well, here we are in 2017, 2 years later. Now, he also talks about the next Jubilee year as 2015, but he seemed to be making the same claim about 2017, so which one is it? He seems to use the 360-day prophetic years to make that fit for 2015. So we're seeing a lot of rehashing of stuff that he has already presented previously and failed. For example, claiming that Comet ISON was the portent to the rapture and the apocalypse and all of that, and his claim that Comet ISON was in fact Wormwood. So we'll be following up with more information about this. I think there'll be some interesting revelations about the writings and works of David Meade to follow. So stay tuned and we'll bring you more on that as we can. Thank you for watching.